What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Country Bunkers Trains. Hope you're doing good. Got a short one today, but something I thought was way too cool not to share. This past year here in the train room has definitely been the year of rolling stock, and we've got two new pieces that just came in that I figured we'd take a peek at today. Unfortunately, I do not have a brand new Acela set to show off or another nice new engine that just came in. But the two items I did order out of the 2021 Lionel Volume 2 catalog did show up, and these are pretty cool in their own right. That would be these brand new Lionel 86-foot high cube auto parts boxcars. Aren't these things sick? Check these things out. These things are an absolute riot. They're huge! They're absolutely massive. I did have to look up the real cars, these real 86-foot high cube box cars, being that I was just so intrigued by these cars here on the layout. From the little bit that I could see, it looks as though these cars were produced in 1963 through 1978 through various different manufacturers. These cars entered the railroads due to a need from the auto industry needing to transplant many big, bulky items, I'm assuming things like hoods, fenders, and doors, via rail. In the 80s, things changed and designs changed, and these cars were no longer needed. These cars were repurposed. From what I can see, they were used for carrying large loads of like recycled paper and things of that nature. And I believe there are still a small handful of these cars in use today. Nothing like it used to be back in the 60s and the 70s, of course. I'm sure somebody in the comments below can fill us in on any info or any cars that are remaining to this day. Now, as I mentioned, Lionel offered these cars in their 2021 Volume 2 catalog. These are actually the only two pieces I ordered out of this catalog. These just showed up this month, April of 2022. Pretty cool. Lionel offered quite the array of these cars and different road names. As you can see here, we have Ann Arbor, Norfolk and Western, Canadian National, Penn Central, this beautiful L&N Wabash car that they absolutely destroyed, putting this Ford garbage on there. Nobody needs any of that. Western Pacific. And then on the second page, they offered a handful of graffiti cars. You got a Canadian National right here, Conrail, Norfolk Southern, as well as HLMX. Again, these are all graffiti, as you can see. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Obviously, as you can see, the two that we went with a Penn Central and Ann Arbor. I've really been getting into the Penn Central stuff lately. I'm not sure why. I guess I'm just one of those guys. I really like the paint job on this. The Ann Arbor car, really cool paint scheme. I like this car a lot. But on top of that, I'm actually from Ann Arbor. I was born in Ann Arbor and spent the first half of my childhood living there. So it was kind of a no-brainer. I had to pick this one up as well. And I'm glad I did. I think this is a fantastic looking car. Now, I know it's going to be hard to believe. I mean, hell, I myself almost don't believe it, but I guess I have to because I'm looking right at them. But if you can believe it or not, we actually had two brand new Lionel pieces of rolling stock show up that weren't broken or busted up. I know, like I say, pretty hard to believe. My buddy Tony over at Roundhouse South Trains informs me this is because these came from Tony World, not Train World. His stuff doesn't break. And hey, I'll take it. And I guess, guys, keep that in mind if you're looking to pre-order in the future. Tony doesn't have much issue with his stuff being broken upon arrival. And like I say, I will absolutely take it. In all seriousness, though, these cars really are some beautiful pieces. Gorgeous paint jobs, beautiful signage. It's all legible. I mean, it just looks great. Bunch of great details. See these beautiful ladders, walkways on the ends, brake wheels, as well as some more legible signage on the ends. Like I say, some really beautiful cars. Unfortunately, the doors do not operate on these, but I honestly really don't need to open these. That's me personally. I don't know, that might be a downside for you. These do have die-cast trucks with roller-bearing end caps, as you can see. These cars, due to their length, these cars do measure 22 inches long. Like I say, they're absolutely massive. But they do have the kinematic couplers, which can be found on their 21-inch passenger cars. As you'll see going around these tight curves here in O-gauge or O-scale world, the coupler actually moves out to go around the curve. It's a pretty nice feature. These couplers are spring-loaded, so when they come out of the curve, They return back, going back on a straight, pulls the cars in closer together. A nice little touch. Bunch of great details on the bottom. Like I say, all around a really nice car. My only thing I would add, if I could, to these cars, I wish they were a little bit heavier. For such a big piece, they're awfully light. But I haven't had any issues with them derailing or anything like that. To give you guys a little idea of just how massive and over the top these cars are, if you've never seen one in person, here's a little comparison. Up front here we have a standard Lionel 6464 boxcar. In the middle here we have a newer MTH Premier scale size 50-foot boxcar. This is a really common boxcar. I think almost everyone has one of these running around their layout. And then of course we've got this behemoth in the back. Just check out that size. Like I say, just impressive. Now, due to their size, of course, these are not small layout friendly by any means. This is where it gets a little convoluted, actually. If you're running a 4x8 layout, I'm sorry, these aren't the cars for you. Really, these cars are too big for my layout as well, but that's a story for another day. Lionel advertises the minimum recommended curve for these cars as 054, and it gets a little convoluted here. These will handle 054 curves, but it is not a pretty sight. I'm really not a stickler for overhang. It's never bugged me before. And I mean, it can't. I have smaller layouts, and that's just something I have to live with. But these cars on 054 curves, yeah, I'm out. It is not a good look. We have an 054 curve right here, and you can see this thing going through it. I mean, you can see the middle rail. Over here, the overhang, it's ridiculous. So, again, this is all personal taste and preference. But yeah, 54 curves in these cars do not match. These definitely, in my mind, need an 072, which we have right here. And that looks quite a bit better. Not near as bad, not perfect, but a lot better than it is on the 054. And on the outer here, we have 081. This is where these cars really start to shine and come alive. It would look a lot better, of course, on an even wider curve. But yeah, I think you guys get the idea. 054 curves in these cars, not a good combination. But that's my personal take. Now on the flip side of that, if you do have a smaller layout, but have accommodations for larger curves, such as I do myself here, the 072 and up, I absolutely say go for these things. These things are a riot. They're an absolute hoot. People love them. These do not fail to bring a smile to somebody's face. Even yesterday at the train store when I was picking these up, these were sitting up on the counter, and everybody that walked in and saw them, like I say, it put a big grin right on their face. And it was quickly followed by a, what the hell is that? Is that G-scale? No, that's O-scale. They're a great conversation piece. They look great, and I love them. I think they're cool as all hell. Lionel came out with these 86-foot high-cube boxcars a number of years ago. I think they've done actually quite a few runs of these. I think they even did a run of the 8-door variety as well. I actually picked one of these up last year, this southern boxcar you see up front. I'm sure if you saw some of the videos over the last year here on the channel, you've seen this car make a few appearances. I'll be honest though, I haven't really run this car a whole lot, just due to the fact it's so huge. As much as I love it, it doesn't really fit in with a lot of my other rolling stock. The only other cars I have that this one kind of fit in and looked at home with were my two CSX container cars, as well as my two auto carriers. So like I say, I haven't been running this one a whole lot, but now that it has some partners in crime, yeah, these cars are definitely going to see a lot of run time. I think these are going to look great together. I'm going to go ahead and get these loaded up and get us a train built. What do you say we take these for a quick spin? I'm going to leave you guys with a few shots of these things running around the layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video on the brand new Lionel 86-foot Auto Parts boxcars. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. But anyways, guys, until next time, my name is Zach, and this is Country Bunkers Trains. Y'all take care. I'll see you the next go-round.
Bye.